guys, this should be the last video I have to do with my cell phone. My new setup should be here. I should have a little bit better audio, better lighting for the next time that you guys see me. But today's video is going to be a video. I've been trying to. My brother had a baby, so now he's ready to move out and get himself a duplex. You guys are going to see some video of the duplex. So we're going to go and run through the numbers of this duplex. So stay tuned.
Just got that money swag.
Let's get into the numbers. So 165, that's not that bad. That's the asking price for this property. I don't really mess with those numbers too much. He's doing FHA, so it's 3.5% down. Interest rate 3%. He might be able to get a little bit lower because this property has a tenant in it for this $1,000 a month, so his debt to income is a little bit better, so he's a little bit less risky to the bank. Might be able to get a little lower, but the highest he's going to be paying is like 3. Monthly insurance is about how much he's going to pay in monthly insurance. Monthly taxes, $200.20. You get that number, you do Baltimore. I'm not going to show his address, so in case he does purchase this property. So you Baltimore City property taxes, you search that, and then you put in the address, you find the number for the total taxes for the year and divide by 12, and that's how you get the monthly. And then the water bills in Baltimore City are about $100. And then you got like $25 a month in grass cutting fees, fees that you have to end up paying to the city throughout the year for rental licenses and stuff like that. So $125, and then $1,000 in rent, and then 5% vacancy, 10% capital X expenditure. So that's like big stuff like roofs and furnaces. Maintenance 10%. So that's like fixing a loose doorknob. So that's the big difference. CapEx are going to be huge expenses that you pay rarely, and then maintenance is going to be small expenses that you pay all the time. And then since he's going to be living in there, we're going to put $0 for property management. So we have $524 of monthly cash flow. Not the greatest, not the worst. So that's how much it is if he's not living in there. If he is living in there. So let's see what this property turns into when he moves out. Let's say he can get $950 for his unit because it's a little bit smaller. $189 in monthly cash flow, which is decent, not the greatest, not the worst, but we have to come over here. When you move out of a duplex, you have to see how much you make with a property manager. So with a property manager, he will be breaking even on this property, pretty much $6. So with a property manager, he would be breaking even. So this property is not making him money. Without him, he can't step away from this property and make any money. So he has to self-manage this property. When he self-manages, he'll be making $189. So we overestimated a couple of these numbers. So he'll make probably like $200 a month, which isn't the worst. Especially since I go on the high end. There's a lot of people you'll see they won't put this much to the side for these numbers. So I go on the high end, so these numbers he won't have to worry about anything, and he can legit take home like $200. So I give this property, I say this is a C plus. The neighborhood is good. The neighborhood is good. We've been over there a couple times now. It's nice. People maintain their lawns and all that kind of stuff. The tenant is nice. She wants to stay, so he doesn't have to worry about that. In this market, this property, the owner didn't post any pictures, so this property hasn't had that much action to it. So I think it's a C. It's not an A plus because you're not making money when you're moving out with a property manager, so it's not an A plus. It's not a B property because it's not a B property really because the neighborhood isn't in the best part of town. It's not in the bad part of town, but it's not in the best part of the town. So you don't, right there where he's living at, you don't really have any room for real, I would say appreciation. You're not really going to find any appreciation there. So I would say it's a C. It's a decent neighborhood, decent property, and decent neighborhood. but the decent neighborhood is like pretty decent. So that's why I give it a C plus. It's not an A because you're not making money without doing anything. It's not a B because you don't really have any reasonable expectations for a significant capital appreciation. So the house is just going to go up with inflation like most houses. But let's see. The property is actually at 160. We're thinking about offering 165 to ask for some seller's help back. So we go a little bit over and ask for some help so he can keep some money in his pocket. So let's see what happens when we go to 160. Not much change. Every $5,000 is only like $25. So that's why we said we can go up $5,000. You can save a good chunk of money when you move in. So that's why we did that. So that doesn't really change anything. So it's nothing really you could do. He's gonna have to self-manage, but this is where your personal preference come into play because if we go to 160, I guess he'll be making $18. But like there's no right or wrong answer for him. It makes sense. He gets to get his own place, establish his own life, doesn't have to deal with any family drama, and it's cheaper for him. Let's put it back down to zero for him. What did we change? So let's go back to what the numbers were at first. I'm like, why is it so high? So it's about $500, $524. So for him to live in there, his mortgage and his water bill and everything is going to be like $1,200. And then so out his pocket, he gets $1,000. To pay his mortgage every month, he's going to come out of his pocket like $1,275, and he's going to put up an additional. So he gets $1,000. So out of his pocket to make sure he keeps that house, he only has to pay $275, which is good. So it's $300 out of one check. And then the next check, he's going to take $250, put that to the side for repairs and other things that come up with the house. So to him, like burning his pocket, like what it hurts him to pay that money. It's like his capital outflows are going to be $275, but his reserves is $250. So like if something gets tight one month, he really only has to come up with $275, but he's going to be diligent and put down $250. So that's not the worst. $500 a month for a property that's yours, that's appreciating. When your kid comes of age, 18, the property will be pretty much mostly paid off. So he could sell it, refinance, help pay for school or other things that come up along the time, or the child could go to a college locally by, and then instead of living on campus, can live in there and save some money. So it's for him, it's a win because he picks up a property. He has a new baby on the way. He can, save some money. He plans to hold on to it for a while. It gives him a base where he has something that like is cemented and something he doesn't have to worry about his living expenses while his life changes. So while it's not an A property for him in his situation and getting away from what he wants to get away from, I think it would make sense for him to purchase this property, understanding that he's only going to make $200 when he moves out, but he does have the chance to make more money as time goes on because I put 0% annual rent increases. So as time goes on, as he could make more money, he could turn this into a moneymaker over time. But it's a C. I feel like the house is fairly priced for the neighborhood and everything that's going on. So I think it's a C, something he can offer on and see if they come back. But I wouldn't go any higher than 165. So we're going to see. So it's a C plus property. There's not that much out there, and he has a pressing issue. So sometimes you don't bend the rules ever. If this said $1,000, it would be a big no. If there was no way he can make money when he moved out, it would be a big no. But sometimes times of the essence, you have to make decisions that aren't A plus decisions, and sometimes you have to take a C plus, and then over time it becomes a B, and then 18 years down the line it'll be an A property for him. So that's pretty much all we can see on this. There's some other things we could put in here, but you don't usually do utility fees in Baltimore. You don't do most of this stuff. You might can charge her for the carport, maybe like $25, but I'll show you guys, that's not really gonna move the needle. 25. Bam, $500. So it's not that it's an okay property. I'll keep you guys posted. But as you guys saw the videos from the property, the tenant was nice. The place was clean. Neighborhood is decent. So this is pretty much it. If you guys get any questions, just let me know. I really enjoy doing this. I like looking at properties and stuff. So this is Nick signing out.